many leftists say, look at this good economy that we have and say, thank you, Obama. President Trump had nothing to do with this. This was all thanks to President Obama saving us from the Great Recession. What say you to that?
Well, that's completely absurd. I mean, let's just look at some numbers. In the last year of Obama's presidency, manufacturing jobs actually shrunk by 7,000. We lost 7,000 manufacturing jobs in 2016. You know how many we've gained since President Trump's been elected the first 30 months of presidency? 500,000 manufacturing jobs. That's how many have come back to the country. So to say that this is just a repeat of what Obama was already doing is completely false. We had the best job numbers we've had ever in history for blacks, for Hispanics, the lowest in 50 years for women. So the numbers are there. It's almost hard to imagine how this economy could get any better. Wage growth is there. We've had 3.1% wage growth over the last year. And this is all supposed to be late cycle, right? We came out of the recession supposedly 10 years ago. There hasn't been a recession in 10 years. So late in the cycle like this, things should be slowing down. Things should be actually harder to get these types of job numbers. But Trump's actually accelerated the economy. The economy's accelerated. Job growth's accelerated, much more so than it was under Obama. And I find it interesting that they love to say, well, this is an extension of Obama, when yet at the beginning of Obama's terms, when things were terrible and things were slow, they blamed President Bush. So the slow growth under Obama was Bush's fault. The fast growth under President Trump is Obama's. So Obama, in the 8 years he was there, I guess he's not responsible for anything during the 8 years he was in office.
Right, and it also shows how out of touch the Democratic Party and the left is, because claiming that our economy is not doing well, claiming that people aren't benefiting from what President Trump has done for our economy, that just shows that these people on the left don't care that the American people in general are doing better under President Trump. They want so much to hack President Trump, to criticize him, that they're willing to actually sacrifice and not acknowledge that the American people are doing well. More of the American people are employed. Wages are higher. It's easier to find a different job if you're unhappy with your first job, and that means overall quality of life is improved.
Well, they're desperate. I mean, flat out, they're desperate. You've got the best economy we've had in decades. And so they're grasping at straws and throwing things out like, oh, well, people are working 2 jobs and that kind of thing. Absurd. About 5% of the population works 2 jobs. It's actually lower than the number that worked 2 jobs in the 1990s. When everybody said in the 1990s the economy was great under Clinton, there were actually close to 6% people working 2 jobs. So all these numbers that they're throwing around and saying, oh, well, people have to work 2 jobs, that kind of thing, that is just to try to come up with some reason to bash President Trump, of course with all the others, which is just name-calling, racist, racist, racist. But they don't have any real solutions to what their problems are, which is that no one's buying socialism. Socialism doesn't work. So they're attacking President Trump's economy. Look, this economic boom is continuing. It actually looks like it's re-accelerating. You're looking at job numbers for the month of June, 224,000 jobs created in the month of June. Amazing, amazing numbers. And look, I think if this continues, which it really looks like it's going to into next year, President Trump is going to be going into 2020 with a booming economy, people with jobs, and people with wages that are rising. And I think it's going to be very, very difficult for Democrats, and we're going to see a lot more desperation, a lot more attacks that really don't make any sense.